Hey, welcome back to NBR on this beautiful Sunday morning. How y'all doing?
Good. What's going on?
So, before we get started, I want to, today is the anniversary of 9/11, 2001. So I just want to take a moment and give these Americans that lost their lives 21 years ago a moment of silence. So we will be back in about 30 seconds. Okay. God bless everyone that lost their lives that day, and all the men and women that went and fought for the last 20 years. Our hearts deeply go out to them and their families for sure. So today we have a lot to talk about. It's week 1 on NFL, but before we get into NFL, let's talk a little bit about baseball just for a second. The Yankees are 5-5 of their last 10. I think it's
which
the
is
Rays.
better than their 10 before that.
Yeah, the Rays are 8-2 of their last 10, and they're nipping at their heels. I think they're still 4.5 games out.
Yeah, we got this.
Not a good time
10.
to slide there, buddy.
The Rays, yeah.
So we'll be keeping an eye on that. But since how it's a big weekend here in football, so we're going to talk about football this week. Yesterday I thought it was going to be a crap Saturday because you have all these teams are playing, all these ranked teams play unranked teams. It's kind of like their preseason warm-ups, and we had a couple of stumbles. First of all, Appalachian State won.
Go Blue, baby.
There we go.
Liking it.
Appalachian State won. It's the second time that since how you put that on, it's the second time they beat a top 10 team, and the first one was Michigan.
I remember that game.
Yeah, me too.
We had a heartbreaker, Alabama and Texas. I think Paulie had made a good comment. You can't make it into the red zone. 5 times?
They made it in the red zone 5 times. They come up with 16 points against the number 1 ranked team in the country, and you can't, you just can't do that. You got to get some points on the board. You got to be able to, drive that ball in the end zone and get a couple more points than 16 against the number 1 team. It's disappointing. We could blame the refs for some shaky calls and all that. But at the end of the day, the summary for me is Texas showed up. They were not favored by like 25 points at least.
Yeah.
And so they made a good showing, and good for that university. And Bama, you're on shaky grounds. Texas, you're starting to come up a little bit. Good for you guys. Hook 'em horns.
So before the game started, one of my buddies, Brent Betty, he sent me a text, and he's like, hey, look at this. If I put $1,000 on Alabama winning today, the payout is $71 on a $1,000 bet. But if I put the $1,000 on Texas, the payout's $9,000.
Oh,
and damn, did that almost
That'd been a big
almost
hit.
break the bank, man.
I only got one last thing to say. Saban puts ketchup on his brisket. All right, that's it.
So there was I want to talk about this bad call, the roughing the passer in the end zone when it should have been a safety.
Yeah, that was rough.
That was a horrible call. There was there was a lot of missed calls. It's almost like, the NCAA wants Saban to win. I hate being the conspiracy theorist guy, but it really, really looks bad.
That's a terrible call in the end zone. It was not roughing the passer. Bryce was going down. He was still on top of the original tackler, and he was in motion. He was still in a football movement play type situation. Yeah. And the defender simply came down and tried to put the kablunk on him. Should have been a safety. Terrible call. Anyways.
There's a lot of missed calls in that game too. But then we go back to the missed field goal. But even if you miss the field goal and Texas up by 1, whatever at the end, I still think Alabama's they're not going to just go for a field goal. They're still going to score a touchdown.
Yeah,
it's Alabama.
Yeah.
You can't.
Bryce Young was looking very calm and collected in that drive right there.
I think Alabama just didn't look good yesterday altogether. But down the stretch, Alabama did what Alabama does. So like Paulie said, you can't leave points on the board. If you're in the red zone 5 times, get 5 touchdowns against a team like that because you're not going to have a chance in the other way. So, Marshall and Notre Dame.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
That was just bad.
Oh, it was a terrible game. Notre Dame just didn't show up. Absolutely didn't show up. There's no excuse, and I have nothing else to say other than that. They got embarrassed on semi-national TV.
Yep, it was ugly. One of my favorite teams, Navy, got blown out. But, so here's my thing with these service teams, man. They just don't get the caliber of athletes that everybody else gets because they have a 4-year commitment after they graduate to go fight for our country. A lot of these guys ended up, there's a number of them. I'm sure there's names on the wall at the academy, the guys that are not with us today because of their 4-year commitment. So, my hat's off to those guys. And so here's a funny story. So I have another podcast. I talk to veterans. I talked to a couple months ago. I talked to a West Point grad. I kind of talked. He wasn't an athlete, but he was a West Point grad. And I asked him about that. He said, these linemen have to gain like 200 pounds. These offensive linemen have to gain all this weight. And then 6 months before they graduate, they have to dump all that weight or else they don't graduate.
Oh wow! I never thought about that, Fleet. Because you got to meet the PT standards.
Yeah.
Hey, are we live? Because people are saying we're not live.
We are live.
Okay. All right. Never mind.
I don't know.
It could be the phone.
Yeah, I'm watching on YouTube.
You are?
Okay. It's my wife's phone. Mm-hmm. It's not working.
Man, you get
it has to be. It has to be hard to gain that weight. You know, with all the physical activity they do every day too, right?
Right. Exactly. So they have they give them a break during the football season, but as soon as football season's over, they literally have 6 months to drop all that weight or else they don't graduate.
Did not know that. Yeah.
Well, even to gain it during the season has to be hard.
Yeah. So you can see when they're lined up against like a normal NCAA team, like they're half the size of these other guys.
Well, Fleek, the military has the PT standard and body weight percentage, and you got to get within a certain body weight, guys, for your height and weight and all that kind of stuff. Otherwise, they give you 3 shots, I guess, to get down and meet the standard. And if you don't, you get discharged. I mean, that's how it works.
Yeah. And then, so I always follow Navy throughout the year, even though I don't really expect much. A couple of years they've had a great team. And then at the end of the year, a lot of people don't know this, but during the Army-Navy game, you'll notice there's no other football games on that day. And out of respect for both teams and the players and the academies, I think that's pretty cool. They let them play all by themselves on a Saturday, at the end of the year.
I agree.
Speaking of technical issues, we just lost Paulie.
Paulie dropped us.
So, okay, on to the NFL real quick. We're almost having.
Sorry, I'm back.
There you go.
Sorry.
You're good. So on to the NFL, Paulie. Thursday was the kickoff. I thought it was going to be a barn burner. The Rams did not look like the Rams of last year, and holy crap, the Buffalo Bills look legit.
Well, Josh Allen, somebody in our group said MVP. If he plays like that the rest of the season, he will definitely be an MVP. And, Matt, your guy, he got excited, threw a couple interceptions. That didn't help. But I'm going to tell you what, that defensive line on the Bills, dominating, absolutely dominating.
Yes. Oh, you know what?
Von Miller's the ageless wonder. Von Miller's the ageless wonder.
The Rams offensive line
it was amazing Thursday night.
He's got the experience too to guide that defense to a playoff run.
Oh yeah.
He looked like he did when he was with Denver.
Yeah.
Hey, what about Stephon Diggs though, man? He went off.
Stephon Diggs had a big game.
He just one of the best cornerbacks in the league. I think Jalen Ramsey did not look ready for the season.
No, Jalen Ramsey like a crap.
Ramsey got schooled.
He was outmatched.
Yeah, he was. He was outmatched, and that hasn't happened to him in a long time.
Right.
So it's good to see.
Before we go any further, because we did the moment of silence, I forgot our segment about the college entrances. I'm gonna play this clip real quick. This one's mine. Let's see if we can get this sucker going. I think I would literally cry if I was at the stadium they did this.
I've been there.
First of all, I'd be scared to death of the freaking stadium that collapsed.
Kick it open field to 40. Down the left sideline, 30. Fired. End zone. Man, is that?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Heck yeah, man.
I would love that. I'm a huge Metallica fan. My wife and I started watching Stranger Things only because they play they play that song in like season 4, so I haven't got that far yet.
It's literally the very last episode.
There's a million reasons to watch that show, but that's just another reason to add to the list.
That's right.
You got about 70 hours of TV before you get to that, brother.
Yeah, I just finished the second season, so I mean,
Nice.
I didn't think I was gonna like it, because I hate scary stuff, but it's not really scary.
It's not that scary.
I'm a big wimp.
Yeah, back to that Virginia Tech, man. To be a visiting player in that stadium when that goes on, that has to be intimidating as hell. You know?
When I'm watching that, like, how does Virginia Tech ever lose a home game after that?
I mean, that whole stadium's rock. I mean, what is the decibels on that thing? You know, the Boston College looked defeated before they even got out on the field.
Right.
Well,
all right. So,
college, so.
Have we done talking about the Rams? Did we talk about Josh Allen's stiff arm?
Yeah, looking like Derrick Henry on there.
Josh Allen's a big boy. That's
he is
big boy.
Oh yeah, he's not afraid to freaking tuck it and run.
And he's not slow. He's
No.
He's not. No.
Slow, you know?
He reminds me of like a big tight end with the ball.
Yeah, because if he hits you full speed with his legs, like that's tree trunk. That's gonna hurt.
I mean, he's what, 6'5", 6'6"?
Yeah, he's
Probably easily 230, 240. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's 240 at least.
Big boy.
That's crazy.
Oh no!
Here we go. Here we go. So we decided to do like a legit show here, and all of us are doing our picks, and Paulie is in last place right now. I just want to point that out. It's only one game.
Technically tied. Technically tied for last.
Yeah, with me.
I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy.
I'm about to make it up though. Lion's gonna shock the world this Sunday.
I just want you guys to know up front. Every week, pencil in the Bears and the Steelers. Done.
You're gonna lose, buddy.
Right.
Yeah, you're the only one with the Steelers this week.
Yes, I know. Yes.
And the Bears.
The Bears are
and the Commanders.
The power.
The
Commanders.
And the Raiders, actually.
The NFL power rankings came up before this week, and I keep sending it to Paulie like almost every day just to remind him that the Bears are 32nd on the list out of 32 teams.
Yes, it's my
nowhere to go but up.
Love you, buddy. Love you, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Good morning every day. I get
Where
that.
are the Lions on that list?
They're like just below middle pack. They're not
Okay.
they're
Not
not
too
in the
bad.
30s, but they're not in the top 10s either. So we want to break these down, or we just want to show these
I probably just show them if you want to, because I don't know.
next weekend. We'll talk about it once we
Yeah.
first weekend.
Get the
All right,
scores.
so this is what you got. So we'll show this again next week and go over the winners and the losers.
How about I just send you a check right now?
Oh yeah, so the punishment, so the winner, the best score doesn't have to
Donate.
The 4 losers are donating money to what are we doing to the show?
Yeah,
Let's just do to the show.
We'll put it in the show.
If you're not first, you're last. So.
Yeah,
That's right, Ricky Bobby.
Legit.
Damn, Ricky. There's
gotta
second
take the
place.
same
There's third place. Hell, there's even fourth and fifth place. So today we have the Detroit Lions are hosting the Philadelphia Eagles. The last year they played, and I think the Eagles won like 44-6 or something crazy. This is a different year, though. I think we're going to do it.
I don't know about that, but
what's the definition of insanity?
Doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result.
Yeah, that's the Detroit Lions right there.
Detroit Lions fans.
Yeah,
right
and the
there.
Detroit Lions fans.
Just the Detroit Lions in general.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what game I think is going to be kind of a interesting game is the Browns and the Panthers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll be.
Just
I think
because of the
Chargers will be a good game.
well,
Yeah.
just because of the soap opera stuff going on with that
sure.
that team.
Yeah, that'll be a great game. It'll be one to tune into.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
Giants
Baker's
at 10.
going to lose this game.
Yeah, I don't think so either. So just do a little rundown real quick. The Eagles are in Detroit. The Giants are at Tennessee that's the 4:00 game.
yeah, 3:30.
I don't know. The Titans are kind of a letdown too.
Yeah, man, they had so much hype going into last year. They did really well. They had some injury problems, and like they were ready for the playoffs, and they just kicked the bucket. And then over the offseason, they did nothing.
They didn't really do,
Nothing
except
really.
they lost their best receiver.
Oh, yeah, it's a disappointment. It's a disappointment.
Yeah, so
that window's slowly closing.
Oh, I could see
Or
him
it's
having a
slammed
6-7
shut, or
win
it's slammed
season.
shut.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry's probably one of the best backs in the game, and he's just
When
fading
healthy.
away. They're not even really using him.
He's physical too, so you can't
he's
really
gonna break
bank on
down.
him.
The next game I got is the Colts at the Texans. That should be a pretty good game. Although the Texans, that game
might be a blowout.
That game is always. I think they always play good though, man. There's
That's
some
their little
rivalry there.
That's the
Matt Ryan
rivalry.
out
Yeah,
there.
that's their rivalry game. That's the only reason why I think it might be a good game.
That's
The
it.
next
Matt
one we
Ryan's
got
first game.
the Browns at Carolina. I think Baker Mayfield already said he's going to freaking punish them. So we'll see what happens. If that
Yeah, I'd like,
happens.
yeah.
But the linebackers are coming after that dude. After he said that too, though. So like, if I was a quarterback in the NFL, I don't think I would trash talk until after the game.
Or at least
Coming
until the
after
first
you,
couple
buddy.
plays to where you can see if your line's going to hold up.
Yeah.
I don't know that Baker was very liked in Cleveland by his teammates. I'm not sure he was.
Yeah. From what it sounds like, doesn't sound like it at all.
Well, locker room is a big part of the team. The chemistry.
Yeah.
Because if he was, he's a good quarterback. So if he was liked, I don't think they would have traded for Deshaun Watson, right?
I agree.
Yeah, but with a franchise like the Browns, like if you can get a Deshaun Watson, he's obviously better than Baker Mayfield. If you
With Watson's pass and everything, man,
next step.
I think the Browns totally dropped the ball on that whole thing.
Yeah, we've I don't even want to mention his name on the show anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. Then the next game I got the San Francisco 49ers, which look like a hell of a team. They're going into Chicago, which Paulie here. I just want to remind everybody, Paulie picked the Chicago Bears to upset the
from a football perspective, hey, the Bears. From a perspective, Trey Lance has not played in a real game yet. So other than that, 49ers got a Super Bowl defense, no doubt.
Yeah.
But if Trey Lance, the only thing I could hope for is Trey Lance just flops. And then we have a chance to at least make it a good game. I don't
Yeah.
I
But
could see you guys winning like a 12-10 game.
Yeah,
Something like
it would.
that.
Yeah, it would have to be a real stubborn game. Yes.
It'd have to be a
I
real
mean,
weird
anything
one,
can
yeah.
happen in the NFL. Anything can happen.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Well-
Yeah, you can
well-
have a running back bust out a couple big runs
Yep.
and.
Well, we'll just we'll take Trey Lance out, and then we got it.
The line is only 6.5.
I mean, Jimmy G is still.
Yeah.
I still got Jimmy G beating the Bears personally.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's a neighborhood guy.
Yeah. Well,
Mhm.
he's not going to take it easy on your neighborhood. buddy.
Yeah.
Doesn't work like that. The next
That was
game
a
I
great
got
line.
is
That was a great line.
the next game I got is the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Washington Commanders. I think that one's going to be a snooze fest.
Yeah. Not excited
I
about
don't
that
know.
one.
I'm excited for
Jacksonville
Trevor
could be the
Lawrence.
up and coming team this
Yeah.
year. You know,
I
ETN's
could see-
back.
ETN's back from his
I
season-ending
could see some
injury.
big fantasy plays in that game. Because
Got the
there's going to
first-
be yards. There's going to be points. So,
Christian Kirk, yeah,
yeah, put your
Trevor
fantasy
Lawrence.
players in on
got
that game.
the
for sure.
number one pick lining up on defense.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll see.
The next game we have is the Patriots at Dolphins.
I think that's going to be a good one.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I saw a video of Tyreek Hill just burning the defense. I forget who it was in the preseason, but dude's still
He's too
lightning
fast.
fast. Yeah.
I think that game's a little more evenly matched than what the line is too. I think that's going to be a pretty good
3.5.
game.
Yeah, it's a close line too. So yeah, I could see it come down to the last drive.
Yeah.
For sure.
The next game we got is Paulie's second team, the Pittsburgh Steelers at Cincinnati. We'll see if Cincinnati can carry down that magic they had last year.
I'm excited to see how they play this year because they played really, really well last year, and it's hard to repeat that in this league,
Yeah.
especially with all the moves that happened.
All right. Well, I like the quarterback on the Bengals.
Yeah.
He's my favorite quarterback in the whole league.
Mhm.
But the Mitch Trubisky from Chicago, he's the Steelers quarterback now, so he's got the helm, and so we'll see how he does in a different organization. Go Steelers. That's my second team, no doubt.
Next, we have the Baltimore Ravens at New York Jets.
Mhm.
Snooze fest.
Yeah, I agree.
Joe Flacco.
I don't even see a lot of fantasy plays in that game, man. Like
No.
that's going to be like a 7-3 game.
I got Baltimore's defense, and I'm hoping they.
Yeah. If you get
defensive
Baltimore,
plays. Defense
and maybe
Lamar.
Lamar Jackson would be a good
I've
play.
got Justin Tucker, and I could see him getting double digits in this game.
The New Orleans Saints at the Atlanta Falcons.
Michael Thomas is back, activated.
Who's quarterbacking for Atlanta now?
Mariota,
Oh man, so it's Mariota versus
Winston.
Right.
Winston.
Mariota got the starting job in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Wow. Well,
I'd like to see him. There's another player that he could come out and do something.
he's bounced around in the league, that's for sure.
He's got the
Yeah.
best tight end, arguably the best young
Yeah.
tight end in the league. And
Hey,
he was a
Detroit
monster
does.
with Delaney Walker.
Detroit has the
Detroit's
best
tight
tight
end.
end.
Yeah, I've got Detroit's tight end in fantasy. He's a beast.
He is a beast, but I'm always going to be. I'm like Paulie in Chicago. I'm always going to be Detroit. Kansas City Chiefs at Arizona Cardinals.
Honestly, I'm excited to see how Kansas City plays in this game. Arizona's good.
I'm excited to
Arizona
see
is
what Kyler Murray does after he signed that huge contract.
I like Kyler Murray.
Me
I've got him
too.
in fantasy too. He's a beast.
Yeah,
I think he
and
should
then,
have stuck to baseball personally, but hey.
the next
He's
game we
more of a
have
baseball body.
the NFC North behemoths, the Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings. That should
Go
be a hell of a
Vikings,
game.
go Vikings, go Vikings, go Vikings, go Vikings.
I wish they both could lose.
Gonna wear
Honestly.
purple today.
Yeah,
Anybody
if they
that plays
could.
the Packers,
I
go.
have to agree with them.
A lot of people are saying
Not
that the
mad at that.
Vikings are going to win the North and make a
I
run
think
in the
so.
playoffs.
They're not, well,
I don't
if
think
they
they're going to
can-
win anything with Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins. That's
don't know.
my issue.
He's been putting up good numbers. It's just
Well, the
interceptions.
numbers will be there exactly, and then when the
It's-
pressure's on too against the better teams,
Hey, he's a Sparty,
Oh, man.
guys. Come on, man.
that's another problem that we hadn't talked about.
The Las Vegas Raiders and the Los Angeles Chargers. That's your team, bro.
Heck yeah, man! Gonna put up some numbers today. I'm excited to see how our offense does, and obviously our new look defense is hopefully gonna hold it down. But we've got our hands full.
I got a group of guys coming over today just for that game because they're Raider fans. They're coming over later on today for that game.
So,
Raiders fans are excited for the season.
what
I
did the
hope they're
Raiders do
getting
with their
off to a bad
coach?
start.
Did they just hire their interim coach, or did they go out and get somebody else?
No idea.
I don't actually know.
I think they went and get somebody else. They did. That interim coach was doing good, but I think they picked up another coach, Fleekster.
I want to say, yeah, I've heard that too.
All right. The final game for Sunday, the Buccaneers at Dallas.
Josh
Dan-
McDaniels is the coach.
Well, Dak Prescott's going to play in that game?
Yeah, Dak's playing.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Josh McDaniels is the coach in Las Vegas, which I had no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that must have been a recent hire. Trying to figure this out.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
I thought they should have kept the interim coach. He was doing good.
Right. So the Buccaneers and the Cowboys, that's another team that I wish they both could lose. I can't stand the Cowboys, and I'm sick of Tom Brady. So, although he did announce today that he is going to retire after 2022.
I would rather see him win than the Cowboys.
For sure.
Well, he's got to retire to get his wife off of the island of Bahamas. I mean, if he wants,
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, I mean, if he wants a family life, he's better get her
His
back
last
off the
chance.
island. That's
Yeah.
his last chance. Yeah, I don't know where she's going to do this season. She'll probably hang out in Bahamas the whole
I
season.
guess we should
So-
all send her a Christmas card. And thank her
So
getting him
for
out of
everybody
the league.
listening, the story is his wife Giselle left because he came out of retirement. But my thing is, man, you knew what you married. This guy is going to have a hard
20
time
years
walking
ago.
away from the game. Like he's literally. We talk about goats all the time. This guy is. I hate to say it, he's literally the goat.
I
Yes,
think
he
this
is.
the one go in the one sport that everybody is
Yeah,
hands
there's
down.
no way of denying
Hands
that.
down.
I don't
It's
like the
almost,
guy.
no. It's like relief pitching in baseball, hands down.
Yeah,
He is the GOAT, the best I've ever seen at quarterback. I don't care if people want to talk about this. Oh, he's always in a great system and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, look at his fingers. That's all I could say.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's
He's got like
insane.
rings on every finger.
Monday night, the Broncos at the Seahawks.
That's going to be a solid.
That's an interesting game. That's very interesting.
Ooh, I'm
Russell
excited for that. What's up with that?
Yeah.
Like,
That's another game where the old quarterback's going to be playing his old team.
and
Ah.
and here's my thing too: is how does that like when Deshaun Watson comes back? He's playing the Texans, and Week 1 of the NFL, there are all these quarterbacks that just happen to. go to
Yeah,
these
did the
teams
NFL
playing
do that
their
on
old teams.
purpose?
Did they do it on purpose? You really asking?
The only one they couldn't have done was the Panthers and the Browns because that was set, and then the Baker trade happened.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, the NFL's got an outstanding marketing team, so there's probably some calculations in there. I would think. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, that getting that Monday night spot definitely was
For sure. Yeah.
a calculation. Yeah.
All right. Well,
Yeah, and they put that flex in a couple of years ago where they're able to change the schedule depending on how teams play later in
Right.
the year. So they do that often now. You don't look 3-4 weeks in advance to notice it. So
we are at
Well-
30 minutes right now, so I kind of want to wrap this up. But I just want to say for all of our listeners, from now until through January, we're probably going to talk mainly about the NFL. We'll obviously hit baseball a little bit as the playoffs ramp up. There's some changes coming in baseball next year. A lot of people like them. A lot of people do not like them. We'll see how it plays out. They're getting rid of the shift for some reason. I have no idea why they would. What the purpose of that is.
it goes hand in hand with steroids. You get rid of steroids, you gotta get rid of shifts. It's too much hitting at once being taken out of the game.
Yeah.
People aren't gonna watch. It's just
Yeah.
it's to know the steroids. We're just coming out of that steroid era, and
I think we're getting right back in the steroid era.
I think people are kind of like, I missed the steroid era. It was much more
Yeah.
exciting. Like
I thought it was exciting.
it was good baseball.
Yeah.
Good baseball, man. And it's
I
not
think-
like it gave a team a specific. You should be allowed how many players per team can use steroids. You can only have 3 guys. If he gets hurt, sucks. Man.
Yeah, that's a touchy situation because, like, the steroids, like, it builds up in your system and it's bad for you. Like, you literally want to win that bad where you're gonna like shorten your life or like
Yeah.
low quality of life the rest of your life. Like, it's
Yeah, I mean, look
crazy,
at
man.
Sammy Sosa. You think
Oh my
steroid?
goodness.
Look at what it did to him.
I don't know if it's the steroids or just living in Chicago did that to him.
Polly's neighborhood.
yeah,
Yeah.
Molly's neighborhood, man.
He's not from the neighborhood.
He's one of the guys coming over to watch the game later, isn't he?
No, he's not. But if he wanted to, I'd let him.
No, I was about to say, yeah. Send me a signed jersey.
Oh hell.
No, I think the shift. I think they're scared of that bunt double in the shift.
Yeah.
If guys, big lefties, can learn how to bunt the ball, which is very easy at that level of that type of hitter, it won't take long. And now you're getting bunt doubles, bunt singles, and they're a little scared of that. So they're going to try to nip it before it gets there.
Hey, you know what? No judgment against Sosa. So, people got to do what they got to do in life to get by. I get it. Hey, that's everybody's got their choice. No judgment at all.
Right.
It's definitely noticeable.
Oh, you can totally notice. Look at Barry Bonds at the beginning of his career and at the end of his career. It's like, holy, it's not even the same person.
No.
And that's my thing too. Is he would have been a great player, like a totally different player than the home run record, but he would have been a 30-30 guy most of his career, and that's
He would be in the Hall of Fame right now.
Yep.
He would be in the Hall of Fame.
He would be in the Hall of Fame. Absolutely.
Yeah. Speaking of home runs, where's Aaron Judge at right now? He's close to 60.
I think 55.
55.
I was gonna say, last time I saw he was at 55, and he's still.
What about Pujols? He's at 696.
No, 696. Yeah, I just saw that. Yeah.
4 more. Yeah.
Gotta like Pujols. Gotta like him.
I'm cheering for him hard.
We'll definitely hit baseball here and there, but we'll probably be heavy on the NFL for the next few weeks.
Baseball is going to get pretty intense here coming to the playoff time. So
yes,
we'll have our
and now the Braves are fighting the Mets for the #1.
It's going to get sticky here at the end of the year. That's what baseball is now. It's such a long season that these teams are just waiting for the last couple months, and then they're like, all right, like everybody's healthy, like everybody's coming back, and we're good.
I honestly think they should shorten the season, man. I do too. They keep pulling it out, but it starts at like this coming up year, it starts in March.
Yeah, March 3rd.
How are you gonna have teams up north playing in March? I mean, Eric and his brothers going to Chicago in March.
They go down to Tampa in March.
So, something to ponder. NASA found mutations in blood samples of shuttle astronauts during new research. I just wanted to throw that out there.
All right.
Came across the lines, guys.
Ollie throwing curveballs again.
Obviously, we've been live for too long.
All right, guys. Well, we'll see everybody next Sunday, and we'll talk baseball and football.
All right. Have a good week. Go Lions. Go Lions.
Go Chargers.